Alright, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the Six Hexis podcast, and let's get right into it. I'm Randalicious, and I'm a leader of Hexis.
I'm Trance. I'm the old school Runescape Reddit RuneLink Tournament Champion 2K14.
I'm Gingbino. I'm rank 1 for this course completed.
I'm Matto. I'm a Hexis Sergeant, and I'm currently going for 20 all.
Hello, my name's Jiklim, and I collect cats and tip fedoras, and I'm also on second page overall.
I'm Morp, rank 167 overall, and yeah, that's about it. Oh, by the way, sorry in advance for my mic. I know it's incredibly sensitive, but there's not much I can do about it, so do it.
Alright, a couple people are wanting us to make the podcast weekly instead of bi-weekly. It is something I've thought about before. I originally had no plans on doing this, but I'm leaning more and more towards the possibility of doing it. I guess we'll see what happens. Also, one thing, I'm looking at the possibility of us doing face cams for future podcasts is something that is now become a possibility since Sick Nerd has left Hexis to do Nightmare Zone Guthins. He will no longer be on the podcasts, so that opens up the door for us to do face cams. And in the description of the video, I have a straw poll for you guys to vote in. I'm not sure what we're going to do for another regular on the podcast, so in there's a poll you can vote on. Alright, so on the topic of Sick Nerd, let's get right into it with him.
I just straight up disagree with his decision. I think he shouldn't care about ranks that much, and I still just hope that he doesn't end up regretting it, because it'll be tough to get people's respect back if he does.
I don't really know what to say. I think in the long run, it's not even efficient because summoning is coming out, and you can just do that shit after you do Slayers, so you know exactly how much combat XP you need to get. And I think he's gonna regret it eventually.
I personally, I fully understand both points of view. I think he might regret it in the end, but at this point, I don't really hold one opinion higher than the other, so.
Yeah, personally, it doesn't really, affect me in any way. It just means that we lose an active person in the clan, I guess, due to competition that you probably won't even be able to blast ahead of in the long run.
Yeah, going off that, I think Forsberg will pass him inevitably, regardless what he does. Forsberg plays more. Forsberg has unlimited money. I just don't understand the decision. I'm not mad about it. I just don't understand it. Alright, so Hexus had an EHP competition over the last week. We had 20 people in it, and more than half the people hit over 100 hours played in it. It was by far the best competition that we've had, and let's talk about it first. I'll talk about myself. I did wines for the week. I had like 150 something EHP, but if it got scaled down, it was equivalent to like 115. Best week I've ever had. I had a lot of fun doing it, and it was just a lot of fun competing with everyone and doing the best I could for America.
Sorry, I'm still really tired from the comp. I got 4,230,000 runecrafting XP, like 160 HP in runecraft, and like 150 to 153 hours played, something like that. I don't know what to say. I'm just so tired from it.
I was just a sad loser who did agility for the week because it's easy. I probably got about 7 of my HP from Magic and View, and got just over 100 in the end, which I was pretty happy with.
I got about 110 hours, which completely shattered my previous week record. I could have done more if I didn't stop to do the snake boss on the last day, but that's beside the point. I had a lot of fun. There were a whole bunch of people that gave me great individual competition, so I would definitely do it again.
I was basically finishing off max, so I did construction, fire making, a little bit of crafting, a little bit of agility, I think. And yeah, most of the skills were a bit under EHP, but you had a 75-hour week with 40-hour work, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, the teams overall did real well. America had 5 people on the team. It was me, Trance, Morp, Mazhar, and Vior, and the 5 of us had a 126-hour average, which was incredible.
Crazy.
Yeah. Um, the Smiley team had a 102-hour average or something, which really blew my mind. I think that was more surprising and impressive than what America did.
Yeah, you gotta give props to the Smiley team because I think Qatar's total was about 130, which was amazing. I
Yeah.
didn't see that coming from anywhere.
Vegeta did real well. The Smiley team really balled out. Great competition for everyone. So, alright, moving on. The Atheist asks, if the GE was polled, what do you think the majority of Hexis members would vote? And we had a straw poll on the site a few days ago, and I think it was like 80 to 90% of the people in the clan voted yes for it. Not everyone wanted just a GE. Some people wanted just any kind of form of automated trading, that's pretty much it. We want automated trading. We hate taking forever to get items. But talking about GE, what are your guys' opinions on it, and what will you guys be voting for in the poll coming up?
I think that GEs will be a good update. However, it will have negative impacts on healing supplies, for example. I think people trying to undercut each other too much or post offers like above other people, which will make the prices mess up. So yeah.
I'm kind of indifferent either way. It will make things easier, that's for sure. But it's gonna fuck with the market for a while. And I personally don't think it fits in with the old school feel. It sounds really cheesy, but I'm a purist. What can I say?
For me, I personally I am going to vote yes for the GE because it is way more convenient for high rank players and even for normal rank players. And I know that a lot of RS3 players do not play 07 because there is no GE, and hopefully that can invite some of them players to go join us.
Yeah,
That'd
I'm
be nice to
voting
see.
yes. I'm voting yes as well because I got 1.1 million nats and I just can't be fucked selling them. If I gotta sell them 5, 10 GP less, get them one trade, I'm happy.
I'm definitely voting no. I just don't like the idea of a GE in old school Runescape. I think it just doesn't fit the style of the game or the message of the game at all. It's old school Runescape and it doesn't have a GE and it doesn't need a GE in my opinion.
I'm definitely voting yes for it. I've had that opinion since the day that I started. Uh, so even when I was a fucking noob, I still wanted it. If I were a new player to old school, coming back after a few years, and I were to experiment with this trading post, and I saw how terrible it was, I'd say, what the fuck? Fuck this trading shit. Go play RS3 or something. Or I would vote for a GE. I mean, for new players coming in, seeing the trading post, they've got to be disgusted with how bad it is. I don't think the GE will pass. I think it'll get around 70 to 75% of the vote. Most of you guys who are going to be watching this, the poll will already be out, and everything will probably already be decided, as most things are on day one. But we'll see what happens. I'll settle for any form of automated trading. Alright, so if the GE were to pass, what would your guys' opinions be on limitations of it, like being restricted to 6 items or only being able to buy a certain number per hour? I definitely wouldn't like that at all. I think that, that would be worse than Zybez, and I think that it would be better if you were able to just buy as much as you want, as many things as you want.
Some things should have limitations, but I know that an RSP fucking battle stabs have limitations, which is kind of dumb. That's like the most heavily crafted item, almost. So It's like 100 battle stabs every 4 hours, so that's not enough at all.
I definitely think that if it does come in, items should have limitations, otherwise monopolies will just be everywhere. People will buy out every item, just sell it cheaper, and not people with merch plans, and it just leads to a generally negative experience.
In my opinion, it should have limitations because of what Gingbino said. People will just buy out items, and yeah, it will be easier to manipulate the price of some items, and I wouldn't like to see that happening.
I think the G is fine as it is. The only the only thing I'd want changing really is the limitations on the items to be more realistic. They like battle staff, like Trance said, make that 1,000, 2,000 per 4 hours instead, maybe.
Sorry, I definitely think there should be limitations. I actually have a friend that used to be in Smoking Mills back in the day, and he told me that if the GE comes back, all the people from there are going to come back, and they're going to pretty much buy out the entire market. So yeah, he told me that every item that you need is going to be bought out, and I am personally not looking forward to that. So limits definitely need to be in place, or the market is going to be absolutely destroyed.
I don't really care about there being a limit of how much of an item you can buy. The one thing that I do want, though, is to be able to buy more than 6 items at a time. That's really all I have to say. Because on Zybez you can buy fucking every item at the same time. I would just like to be able to buy and sell more than 6 items at once. Alright, what do you guys think of the snake boss so far? If you have not done it, do you plan on doing it in the future? And if you have done it, what are your opinions on it so far?
I'll kill one when the achievement diaries come out. I don't really plan on killing any more than that. And I like how it has killing items, drop table. I don't plan on killing it ever.
I don't really have a plan on killing it. I don't need to. But I think that it's a really cool update. They do a really good job with the update in general, just making the town around it, the lore around it, making it not feel like a private server.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try it. Since I'm maxed, I've never actually done some PVMing in my whole life, so probably do some PVMing around RuneScape and try that one out. And yeah, great job on the drop table, Jancy.
Yeah, like everyone said, the drop table's decent. Actually get a good reward for what you put in. And I'll probably try it out in the future for fun. But that's about it. I won't do it seriously like people who aren't skilled basically, like I am.
I killed about 50 to 55 of them, I think, the first day. Drop table's okay with me, except for torsals. The market has completely crashed for torsal herbs, torsal seeds. But other than that, I think it's alright. I probably won't be going back for a while, though. One, because of the torsals, and two, because it takes so long to sell all the, 15 different drops you can get from it. Also, in those 50-something kills, I got a draw of Swamp, so, John C., if you're watching, I hate you.
I think it's an excellent update to the game. I think the mechanics of the boss are great. I love the kind of storyline behind it. I love the location of it. I think it was a fantastic update, and I love that a lot of people are hyped about it, and it was fantastically done. I don't think they could have done anything better. Great job on the boss. Really great job. Alright, so what do you guys think about the Snake Boss drop table? Are there any drops you don't like? And are there some drops not on the drop table that you would want to see?
I think it drops a little bit too many torso seeds. I know they took a shit in terms of value, like overnight after the boss came out. It's really about all the complaints I have with the drop table.
Same with the Torstos. The price of seeds halved in 2 days. It's just ridiculous. But also I disagree with spirit seeds being on there. I feel like they were previously a rare item, and now if you kill 100 or so bosses, you'll probably end up with a handful of spirit seeds, and it just feels a bit cheap to me.
Yeah, in my opinion, spirit seeds are also really an item that you should gain from Bird's Nest or Kingdom. And I also disagree with the Torso seeds; it's a bit too overpowered. And I also don't like that that they put the Onyx amulet on there, because yeah, in my opinion, it's also just an item you should gain from the Sahar.
It wasn't the amulet, it was just the uncut onyx.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
you gain
they changed it.
you gain the Onyx from the Sahar place, right?
True, yeah.
What else are you going to use the Onyx for?
Ring of Stone.
One thing I really didn't like about it is that it drops dragon bones. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't like that it drops dragon bones. Instead of it dropping Torstos and Torsal seeds, I think it should have dropped a lot more variety of high-level herbs. I think it should have also dropped like dwarf weeds, snapdragons, and other things like that. I think some of those should have been added on as well, not just Torstos.
Yeah, +1.
Yeah, like
Maybe
we
they
said
can still
already.
change it up.
Like we said already, torsos for one. Yeah, I agree with the extra seeds. I mean, the other seeds, like, they could have done 3 or 5 Snapdragon seeds. I think Armadillo drops 10 dwarf seeds. Or 5. Like, if Armadillo doesn't, I think Snakeball should be able to as well. Other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think, like what Randy said, they could have replaced some drops of herbs and other items that are low in quantity and only like lots of them because of bots and like Chaos Druid bots, for example. And Aberrant Spectres are pretty much the only bulk of the herb supplies in the game.
Yeah, I think the drop table was done overall really well, though. There's just a few things I think should be tweaked with it. Alright, so currently at Zulrah, the Ava's accumulator does not pick up your bolts and arrows, and it provides a huge bolt and arrow sink. It's going to be pulled tomorrow, and it'll probably pass to get it changed, but would you guys want it to remain the same or not?
I guess if people aren't really happy with it, then they should change it, but I don't see why not. I wouldn't pick it up.
I mean, it is kind of a pain in the ass the way it is now. I had to switch to broads because I wasn't gonna spend hours killing them with diamond bolts and not get them back. If they did change it, I think that they would have to add some more risk to it. Because like with the faster kills that would come with higher bolts, you're just gonna start farming it. I think there definitely needs to be some more risk involved. So.
Yeah. Yeah, losing your items, I mean, going back there, you should risk something. Like, if you go back there, you just can like get your items back and without even an issue, you can just talk to the guy and have your items back, and that's it. Just,
I think it is by design that the accumulator doesn't pick up your bolts if your target's like in an area where bolts won't go to the ground directly underneath it, right? So I think it should remain like that. And the blowpipe would be ridiculous if it had an accumulator effect on it, because people don't use blowpipe at the boss because you lose all the darts, and darts are expensive right now. Like I saw someone do like a 1.5-minute kill with darts, so I don't know. It'll pass, but I don't think it should.
I agree, it should stay as it is. It's probably designed that way. And it just kind of creates a bolt sink where a lot of broad bolts get made, but there's a low market for selling them. And with a lot of people killing the snake boss with broad bolts, it makes fletching broad bolts a lot more viable than it is right now. And also I'm probably a bit biased because I've got about 1.4 mil dart tips that might sell for a decent price.
Yeah, I agree with Ginge. I think it's better being a huge bolt sink. When people start killing it with diamond, with the accumulation, the profit per hour is just going to increase by probably at least like 400k an hour. I think from what I've seen, people use anywhere between 600 and 700 per hour. They're going to be getting the majority of that back. That thing is going to become so much more profitable than what it already is. But I think it's fine how it is, being a huge bolt and arrow sink. Alright, what do you guys think about Zora currently being a safe boss with there being no risk at all at losing your items? They're going to be pulling this tomorrow as well, but you would pay 50k GP to get your items back as opposed to getting it back for free. What do you guys think about this?
It was my idea, wasn't it? I sent it in on the Q&A on Reddit, and kind of liked it. I think. I don't think many people liked it, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
think it's fine for the first week for it to be a safe boss to get the mechanics down, but after that, I think you should have a risk.
I definitely agree with that. When they said before the release, when they said that you can just get your items back for free, I thought that was stupid as hell. But after watching people do the boss and seeing how difficult it is, or not difficult, but how often and how easy it is for people to die, I was okay with them having it to get your items back for free. But I think that they definitely need to put a price on it. Otherwise, it's just stupid as fuck. I really hope that it gets voted on that you need to pay, because the most profitable thing in the game shouldn't also be risk free.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. I mean, as I said before, yeah, there's no risk involved now. You just go back with your teleport that's been overpoweredly dropped. I mean, you get like you get a lot of teleports there, so it's never a problem. And you just basically teleport back and you get all your stuff back. It's just, yeah. And also it will be a good money sink.
I think the problem with a new boss is that once people figure out how to kill it properly, then the risk is going to go down and down and down until there is none at all. I'm not really sure where I stand on paying to get your items back, but I think they should make it more difficult, just to kill in general. Because I mean, I killed 50 of them. I thought it was pretty easy after a while. Like, you get the hang of it eventually. So I think there definitely needs to be more risk involved. But where that risk comes in, I don't really know. So
Poll adding the fee to getting your items back is stupid. It's never going to pass. I think they should have just patched it into the game. But also I think a decent idea rather than coins would be to try and make the payment something more canonically accurate, something that makes sense within the update. So say 100 nature runes to get it back, maybe some swamp paste, or snake skin, because right now those items are rubbish in the drops, but it would give them a use. And it would just
Actually,
make more sense that the person would want items rather than coins to give you your items.
and sorry, I don't mean to cut in, but I think the snakeskin idea would be great, because snakeskins were, I think, 3 to 4K each before the boss came out, and now they're down to 1K last I checked, or they could be even less by now. But it makes perfect sense because it is a snake boss, so I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, I think there should be some kind of payment, or it could even work like based on how many items you lose. So it could be like 2k per item or item stack. I don't know. Because you know you use like at least 20 or 30 or so items when you die. So could be added as well.
Or maybe you'll have to go back there and like go back to the island and pick up the items yourself. So you'll have to take new gear and pick up all your items, and still have a risk of losing, of dying.
I like Ginger's idea best about maybe using items to pay for it instead. I think that would be a really good idea. I know it'd be kind of biased for us to say we want nature runes, but it's not really that bad of an idea. But alright, Taverma says, discuss how CML affects the game.
I don't think that CML affects the game. I think it does affects like the way you're going to play it. Like for me, it motivates myself to get EHP rates and try to get like the most efficient hours and the most efficient days, and seeing yourself up there in the EHP high scores or on a daily records or overall. And I mean, it's just great to see that. It feels like such an achievement, personally.
It only really affects a small subset of the community. The large majority would have no idea that it exists. And I think the other thing that it does is it kind of popularizes methods or forces methods with having them suggest the HP. For example, granite, green dehyde bodies rather than battle stars and set as the HP is not. Things like that.
Yeah, agree with Ging. It only really affects, you know, top couple percent of players, and even then, some people don't even use it. So yeah.
Shout out to Cap King.
Yeah, Cap King. We don't have that shit around here.
Um,
All I gotta say.
like Matto said, I don't think it affects the game. It affects the competition and how people play. I very much enjoy it because it just gives you a tool to use to compete against other players and to track your progress. And if we didn't have CML, I don't think the game would be as fun as it is right now, honestly. So.
I agree with that. I think I have a lot more fun playing the game because of CML. I visit the site so many fucking times per day. It's probably unhealthy. CML has a huge effect on the game for the small people that it does affect. And as Jen said, it doesn't really affect that many people, but the people that it does affect, it really has a huge effect on. And for me, it has a huge effect. Just, yeah.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really necessarily affect the game. It affects like the competition. Like without CML, there wouldn't be much competition, I think. Because you wouldn't be able to see other people's progress. I guess someone else could have made a site, but yeah.
Alright, how did you guys first get into RuneScape? Playing like 10 hours a day, shit like that.
The main thing that started me playing a lot more was just having more free time. When I was younger, I probably didn't have as much free time, but once I started university, I was just kind of sitting around, and I figured I might as well play RuneScape for 10, 15 hours a day. Nothing better to do.
When I was in high school, I was massively addicted to this game. Like, it was really, really bad, but I was still a filthy casual at that time. When Old School came out, I think I started runecrafting pretty much right away, and I gave you the money and like the game experience that I needed to start competing for ranks. Like, I'm nowhere near the top, but it still gave me that incentive. And like Kim said, the extra free time does help. So.
Yeah, just being in Hexis. I didn't really play more than like 50 hours a week till I joined, and then when I joined, I've been playing like 400-hour months really since I joined, I think.
For me, I think it was having a lot more free time. I originally played when I was in middle school. I didn't play at all in high school, but in middle school I didn't really have that much free time, and in college, I have a lot more free time. You know, I spend so much less time in class, and for me, yeah, it's really a lot more free time than before. And when I started old school, I was playing Xbox a whole lot as well. I was still probably playing Xbox like 20 to 30 hours a week, and I just progressively started playing Xbox less and started playing RuneScape more until now it's at the point where all I do is play RuneScape.
Yeah, pretty much based on free time, how much I play a day. If I only have 7 hours free time due to college, then I'll only play 7 hours that day. But if I don't, I'll play like 14 and still not be very efficient. You know, I might play 14 hours a day, but like 60 HP, you know, spin the bull roar around my head a few times, slide around as a rock, as you do, and just have fun.
Hexis method exposed.
Yeah, Hexis method.
Well, for me, it's mainly been addiction. Unfortunately, I wish it was like I had more free time, but I sacrificed yeah, some of my school stuff for it, which wasn't a very good decision. But yeah, I mainly just enjoy playing the game, sacrificing sleep for it. I don't know.
Alright, if your guys' account ever got randomly reset, would you guys go for like top page or any big achievements again, or would you just quit? For me, I would just quit. I was false banned back in 2008, and my account was just gone, and I quit right after that. So I'm sure I would do the same thing, just straight up quit.
I think I'd still keep playing. I probably wouldn't have the same kinds of goals. I wouldn't bother doing all of the viable bank standing skills that I hate. I'd just focus more on skills that I enjoy rather than maxing.
Okay.
Would you train Hunter if you
It's my
were?
skill. No, I wouldn't train hunters still.
Okay.
I'd probably just, like what Ren's did, I'd probably just take it as I've prestiged, look at me, I'm prestige 1, and then, you know, go down that route on my ult. Why not?
For me, I probably quit. I mean, when I got lured from my bank and I lost my whole bank, I quit for 6 months. So I think if I even lose my stats, I'd probably quit. Yeah.
I would definitely quit. I just can't be bothered starting over. And I managed to quit for like 2 or 3 months at the beginning of the school year. And it was great. I enjoyed like not having, like I wouldn't really call it a burden, but just not having RuneScape to worry about, so I could definitely handle it. I don't think I'd come back.
I'm too addicted to quit. I'll probably go for like fastest time to max on an alt, like that.
Alright, Jeet asks for our opinions on the clan Solus.
I don't know what's going on in the clan Solus at the moment. I've heard there's going a lot of staking and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm real good friends with Dobbs and a lot of players in the clan, and I mean it's a good competition for Hexis. I mean they did a great job on the Skilling Cup, and yeah, I'm keen to see what they can bring us, what kind of competition they can bring us in the future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them being more, well, about putting them down, like better as a clan, so then we have like other competition, and maybe we could have competitions with them, like a Hexis versus Solus EHP competition, maybe, for example. And yeah, that's it.
I truly and honestly don't know a whole lot about the clan. I know I have a couple people on my friends list that are in it, but I'm also pretty sure that I've seen Dobbs with 0 hours on CML for a really long time. So, yeah, I really don't know like what state they're in or how functional they are as a clan. Like, I
Finbar
have no
leads the
idea.
clan now, not Dobbs.
Oh, okay, well that explains a lot. I know he's active for sure.
Wait,
Yeah.
which Solus are we talking about here? One with the CE?
No,
Yeah.
Solus.
We're talking about
Solus.
Shoelace.
Yeah, okay, Shoelace, yeah, okay. I haven't really hung out with them, or kept up with them since Dobbs left, but I'm friends with Dobbs, so that's really the only thing that was like, I got to hang out with him in TeamSpeak and talk to people in his clan, but I haven't really done that since he stopped playing.
I visit their website every day. I've got nothing better to do. I visit so many clan sites a day, actually, but I keep up to
What a
date with
loser.
Solus. They are the only competition we have. They're a great group of people with a bunch of great guys, and just
I sometimes see a couple of them around the Arty rooftops and didn't say anything to each other like you normally do with agility, so I'm happy enough.
Alright, Dominoes asks, what is the best XP you've ever had in an hour in a skill? I think kind of like, what hour have you done that you've been most impressed with doing? If that makes any sense.
I don't really have any really high ones. I think I've had a couple of 100k with getting hours just with the tinderbox, but that's all really down to luck rather than skill.
I've done like a few K over what people would consider the average of Motherload Mine, but then against Motherload Mine. And maybe a couple, like 20,000 over the HP rate on prayer with like 20 rooms back when the house took like half a year to load. But apart from that, nothing else really that's impressive. I don't really go for EHP, I'm more of a consistent player.
Mine's probably 440k construction, and yeah, that's probably it.
I don't really have anything that I've done that's been impressive either. I guess maybe getting like a 290k hour at Pyramid Plunder, but that really is just all luck. There's no skill in it.
Still gotta pay a little bit of attention though.
I don't know, I don't really, so I often don't even look at hourly rates. I wait till I do like 6 hours, or wait till I do a full 30 hour before I care about what the rate is. I got like a 705k mahogany table hour before the update. Not many people really did mahogany tables, so I don't know how good that is compared to other people.
I'm casual enough to the point where I get interrupted so much in what I'm doing, so I don't really have anything that's impressive. I mean, you can go pretty high with Slayer, but that's, again, no skill involved because you can just cancel your tasks and shit, but yeah, I wouldn't say I have anything special.
Alright, why do you guys enjoy playing RuneScape? What are your views on RuneScape being an extremely grind-intensive and efficiency-centric game?
I just enjoy it because, I don't know, I've been playing it for a long time and I still enjoy playing. So I just keep myself having loads of goals and go for them, and eventually I'll go for them. And then set new goals and just keep on doing that until I burn out, I guess. And RuneScape being extremely grind intensive and efficiency centric, I guess it's in a niche in that kind of way, but probably one of the games out there where you have to invest the most time into, for sure.
Yeah, I basically just enjoy it as a background activity for my day. Just kind of happens in the background without much thought. Probably mostly down to agility. And honestly, compared to a lot of other MMOs, for example, the typical Korean grinding MMO, RuneScape isn't that much. If you look at it in terms of 99 orders for gold, 200 because it's nothing functional after 99. But for a Western game, it's very grindy.
I like the game. I don't really know why. I just enjoy. I just enjoy playing it. Really. I like that it's grind intensive and that to get your goals you need to work hard, or at least you need to work long to achieve them. And I guess that might be why I enjoy the game.
I enjoy it probably just because I've been playing it for so long, um, and I really like that they released Old School, because if they didn't, I probably wouldn't be playing anymore. Just because I hate the way RS3 is gone, but it's just, I don't know. You could call it an addiction by now, but I could never get myself into other games like Call of Duty or console games or League or stuff like that. So it's just what I play.
For me, yeah, I've been playing it for so long now. I mean, it's just a part of my life, kinda. And in real life, friends always say to me like, "How do you play for so long? Do the same thing over and over again for like 200 hours or 500 hours, whatever it may be." I mean, I don't know how I do it. It's just I enjoy it. I don't think about the hours too much. I just enjoy reaching a goal, and yeah.
Well, the grind is nice because I have a lot of free time, and the efficiency centric is pretty good too for me because uh, I'm autistic or whatever. Everyone Hex is autistic, so we can do things that are repetitive over and over again. So good for
Confirmed.
us. Yeah.
Alright, if you could live anywhere in RuneScape, where would you live?
Um. I do live in RuneScape, so know how to answer that.
I'd live in my player-owned house. Seems the most logical place.
All you
My
got is that ultra though.
my World Edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Edgeville's a nice town with lots of people around.
I think Artie is a real nice city. I would probably choose there.
I was
Probably
going
the
to say either
biggest city.
Edgeville or Artie.
I like
I
the
probably wouldn't
little
be able to pick between the two.
marketplace. Yeah, I like the marketplace in
West or
Artie.
east?
What?
Isn't it the biggest city actually?
Probably.
It might be. I don't know. Where did you say more?
Including
I was going to say either Edgeville or Artie. I probably wouldn't be able to pick one between the two, but yeah.
Or I could just have my own island, like, say, Crash Island, for example. Just chuck everyone off and, you know, make it my own island and live there, for example.
Call it Jiklim Island.
Or Dragon Teeth Island, another island. I'm
Alright.
just looking at the map now.
Heston asks, would you guys want any high level prayers? And also, perhaps maybe like the mage and range equivalent to piety and a better version of piety.
I would say no, because, like I said earlier, I'm such a purist, and as soon as you start creating like better methods of training, like which those prayers will do, the game's just going to go in the wrong direction. So I would say no.
Yep, agreed above. Don't really need more prayers. Having a higher prayer level saves you money, so that's good enough for most people who train past 70.
for me, yeah, I don't want new prayers in the game. It's just a stepping stone for me towards Souls play and all that kind of shit, and I don't want that in the game.
I think I'd be okay with them adding in the mage and range equivalent, but I don't know about anything better than piety. That shit's pretty fucking good right now. I don't want to imagine how good something would be that's even better than that.
Yeah, I don't think we'd want any more prayers because we'll just head off in the wrong direction. But if it was necessary, like say if it was just all, do you want this prayer or this prayer or whatever,
And
then Range
If you think
magic,
about it,
maybe. That's about it.
yeah, if you think about it, like I think the max right now with Void and all the other shit, Diamond Bolts is like 49, and that's high enough for range in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not to mention you can hit like 48 with Darko.
Well, I
I think
mean,
at most,
you wouldn't hit higher
I
than
think
that. They would probably only increase like the accuracy for that. They would probably cap it off at that as the max.
well,
I'm
true.
sure they'd be
Um,
realistic with that, not letting you hit like what is it if you have 99 HP in a Cerebrew. I'm sure they wouldn't let the cap go up to like that. They would probably keep
True.
that as the limit. If anything, they would just
Yeah,
increase the accuracy.
I think if they were to change anything, um, maybe just a little bit to Magic. I know they just did with the Snake Boss drops, but beyond that, like I would say absolutely no.
Okay, alright. So, another one asks, do any of us PK? I have never done any PKing aside from when I've fucked around with friends. I just don't really enjoy that aspect of the game. It's been fun when I did do it with against friends, but if I were to do it against just a random person, I don't think I'd enjoy it whatsoever.
Bonesaw.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Um, Aside from that, yeah, I don't PK.
Um, I was such a filthy casual back in the day. I did some PKing when Bounty Hunter came out with the whole target system. Made a decent amount of money doing that. But in this game, no, I don't, and I don't really have any plans to either. So
I don't PK.
I don't really PK as well. Like what Randy said, just do it randomly, and yeah, I'd say I'm pretty good at it. You know, I can do 2-way, 9-way switches. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
I tried PKing during Black Tins, but I failed every time and died.
I do not participate in player killing.
It's very rude.
Alright, what's
Trance, you'd make a great RCP player.
Alright, what skill do you want to see a big update in, and what would you want done to it?
I don't think any skill really needs an update. Yeah. I saw that fire making thing. I don't think that's necessary. Each amount of people like fire making, enjoy fire making.
I would say, please, for the love of God, fire making. Like I know they're planning on doing something in the new continent. I don't know what, but it should bring more life to the skill.
It's not like something like bonfires, that's just new cooking.
No, it won't be bonfires, but just more variety, you know.
Do you guys remember the what is it called? The quest that you had to do to get the mini game for the Adzi? You had to run around and light like 15 of those
I
bonfires.
forget what it was called, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice, like run around whole RuneScape and light those things up and get like a big bonus.
I'll fire it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think a skill that might do with an update would be smithing. With less of an update and more of just a complete overhaul of it. People constantly go on about how making rune at level 99 doesn't make sense, and it really doesn't make sense. But I'm not really sure what they could do with it.
I think for smithing, they couldn't really add anything new unless they shifted everything down. Make like rune, finish at level 80 or so, and then add new armors in that way, but I think that would be too much effort. And also fire making could do some updates, but I don't know if people would complain about, say, they added the Inferno adds into the game.
I think construction could really use an update. I think so because there's so much potential to it. I really think that construction is not that well designed of a skill. I think that there should be other methods of training for construction other than build shit, remove it, build it again, and remove it. I think that player-owned houses could become so much more customizable as well, and you could maybe get like a clan house or something like that. I don't know if they have that in RS3. I think they might.
You have a clan system, but it's not like a house.
But I think there's a whole lot more they can do with construction that I think they should at least take a look at. Alright, so what motivates you guys to play every day?
For me, it's free time, honestly. Like if I have free time, I'll just get on the computer. I'm not gonna like, shove aside my real life stuff. And if I do have a lot of stuff going on, then I miss a day. So what? Yeah, just free time.
Just having fun. I really enjoy playing the game, and I'd rather play the game than like watch some shitty ass TV show or something. I'm just motivated to have fun.
Well,
I
you
guess
can
it's
watch the
having
TV
goals,
show
to
while
be
you play the
honest.
game.
Yeah, that's something that people who don't play RuneScape really don't understand. Like my dad was saying to me before, like you play that game so much, and he's sitting there watching TV from like time he comes home from work till the time he goes to bed, and I'm just like, how is that any
Yeah,
different?
same
Like
here.
you, shit.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
second
just-
that.
I think it's just different goals that. So if it didn't have a goal, then it wouldn't have like any point in playing the game, really, because they'll just be killing for no reason. There are like no leaderboards or people to compete with. I don't know.
That's
But yeah, if it
all
wasn't
my
playing
motivation.
RuneScape, if it wasn't playing RuneScape, I'd just play a different game. Like I got an Xbox One recently, could just play that instead.
I just like watching the levels on the screen go up, and then I can see them get higher eventually. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I don't really know what motivates me, just autism.
Uh, yeah, I think it's just routine when I get back from home and I don't have anything to do for work. Yeah, I guess it's routine and free time. But when I go to a bar with friends, like I'm not gonna put that aside because of the game.
Alright, what are your guys' favorite banks in RuneScape?
I like Hydra. It's just a nice bank, easy teleport, and it's close to the best, I suppose.
I would say either Edgeville or Ledia. I think that looks pretty nice looking area. If I was going to do a bank standing skill, I'd probably do it there.
I think for accessibility, Edgeville wins, but you want to go by what it looks like. I think Doggish Khan Bank looks the best.
Which one?
Yeah,
Doggish Khan Bank.
Aw, he stole mine.
Don't get Randy
Oh.
started on those windows, man. We'll be here for
I'll get there.
for me it's probably Edgefield or Varrock West because it's just convenient for trading and yeah,
Edgeville Master Race.
+1.
My favorite bank is Dorgish Khan. It's just
Well, here we go.
It's just an awesome bank. I could really talk about this for a while. You know, they got these two goblins working the bank, and they have 6 bank booths, and these two goblins are able to manage it all. Fuck it, they're working hard. You got some banks like at Catherby and Sears where you got some bankers who just have their bank booth closed, and they're just fucking around, but these two goblins are able to handle everything. The biggest behind the bank booth, they have these safes. These safes are made of gold, pure gold. Whatever the fuck is in the safe is worth less than the safe itself. If you're gonna steal anything, steal that safe. My favorite thing though are the orange
Randy, you should make a
the
you need to
orange
make a video about
tint
this.
in the bank booth windows. all the other banks have like a clear window, but aside from
Good
Dorg,
looking.
I would say Edge.
Please make
Hello,
a video.
welcome to a bank review video. Today we're going to be reviewing Doggish Khan.
Alright, moving on. What do you guys think about the Dragon Defender coming into the game? It's going to be on this upcoming poll, and what are you going to vote on it?
I'm gonna vote no because Room boots have already been replaced. Black mass has already been replaced. Yeah, God Wars cost bandos, and there should be something left of between annotations, the old school feel.
I wish there was an abstain option because I don't really care either way how it's voted for. But I would probably vote no. I did vote yes to like the Dragon Defender equivalent coming into the game through the Snake Boss. The reason why I liked it was because it was degradable and costed money. But I'm indifferent how I feel about Dragon Defender. You know, instead of us getting a costly, degradable Dragon Defender through the Snake Boss, we ended up getting a new best in slot helm, and we're getting a non-degradable Dragon Defender. So I don't know.
Um, I've said already, new bonuses, wrong direction, RS3. I'm voting no. But like, people are whining about the extra +1 strength bonus. Like, really? How much more do you need? You know? I'm voting no. See you, mate.
I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm gonna vote no. I think it should be some sort of item, money, or heavy time sink. So yeah.
I also think it's an unnecessary update. Rune Defender is already the best defender. I need to upgrade it further, and there's only one strength bonus that doesn't really make much of a difference at all.
I'm definitely voting no. I'm going to be honest, I thought that the Dragon Defender was just a meme that you post in Twitch chat. I never expected them to actually poll it.
Why?
Why do they need to poll it? Like, every time it would come up in the Q&A, John would just look straight at the camera and say, why?
He would say what's
Yeah,
wrong. He would say what's wrong with the Rune Defender.
There's
That's
no
kinda what I was
reason to
going
put it
after.
in the game.
It's a good question. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Rune Defender.
Exactly.
I mean, if you really, really, really want a red defender, then you could have some cosmetic kit on the Bounty Hunter store, but yeah.
I don't think they give a damn what it looks like. They just want them bonuses.
You know what would be really cool? It's kind of sidestepping a little bit, but they were talking about making some troll version of Dragon Claws. Instead of Santa Claus, make it Dragon Claws. They could make like some dragon and then a person in front of it defending the dragon. Call that a Dragon Defender. You're like, there you go. What you wanted.
Put it in some quest. Some guy's like defending a dragon. It's like, oh
Yeah.
look, kill the
Exactly.
dragon defender. And then yeah.
And I really wish John would have gone through that because he's kind of gone through with it because he's kind of the troll kind of person. So.
Alright, what is something that you think is OP, but you wouldn't mind in the game?
Can't really think off the top of my head. I guess the reason why it's not in the game is because it's OP, so I can't really think of anything that I would want in the game that's OP. Because it'll make me a bit selfish, I guess.
I can't really think of anything, honestly, like, because usually if something is OP, then I wouldn't really want it in the game. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, so. James?
Oh, sorry, I was typing. There's nothing that I'd want in the game that would potentially be overpowered. I think that Runescape is generally quite good in terms of how it's balanced. I'd like for them to nerf things that come out in Overpowered rather than just trying to adapt the rest of the metagame to it, like they were thinking about doing with the blow dart, but otherwise I'm fine.
I think if one could argue that GE is overpowered just in terms of collecting resources, so I'm gonna say that.
I was gonna say GE, but I'll go with summoning now that Randy's taken G.
Please don't hate me for this, but I'll probably would want ZMI in the game just for the fun of it. I really enjoyed doing it in 2008 and 2009. I enjoyed like doing the run. I enjoyed the mechanics behind it, but I wouldn't want it as the same XP rate as it was back then. I would like it to be the same as Astrals and be the same, about the same profit as Astrals, just to have a different method of rune crafting.
Pick from Hexis, you mean?
Alright, do you guys have any RuneScape collections?
I do not.
I have 1,092,000 nature runes.
I've got some Santas. It's not a huge quantity, but I like to think of them as a collection.
I do
never
not
thought
have
about
any
it.
collections.
What'd you say,
I've
Matt?
heard Matto likes to collect big bones. I'm not too sure.
Oh, that.
Yeah, apart from my cat, I don't really have a collection. They're just my army of companions that will destroy anyone in front of me.
I guess I've got a tab full of level 1 cholesterol load items worth about 150 mil. I've got about 1.4 mil dart tips, and I've got 1.2 mil snowballs in a
It's quite a nice bit of collections you got there. Alright,
Oh, and
How many
20k
Santas did you say you
tuna.
have, Randy?
I do not have many. I think I have like 12.
Wow.
What? Fuck.
Dear God.
It's a dozen. I don't care. Alright, OFC asks, what dead content in RuneScape would you like to see rejuvenated? Maybe things like the games room, fight pits, fishing trawler, rat pits, shit like that. I'd like to see maybe the games room updated a little bit. It's really I think the only purpose for it is teleporting to get to Rogue's Den. It really has not much else purpose. Maybe they should even add some form of staking into it. Um, you play a guy in a game of chess, winner gets 100k, and I don't know, something like that. I think it's a really lost part of the game, and it's not appreciated for what it is.
I don't really have anything that would be uh I would like to see it rejuvenated. The games room, I don't like to think of that place. Fight pits. Um, yeah, I don't really care about those things. If other people want it, they can bring up ideas, but I don't like to rejuvenate any mini games.
Alright, to interrupt, I would like to see Dorgish Khan agility course rejuvenated. It is a great piece of content, and it gets no use anymore since it does not have any marks of grace.
I think the games room, you could update it, like maybe you could possibly stake with it, but I think you could make a bot to just like do the games perfectly for you, so that wouldn't be a viable option. Fight pits, I don't see any reason to upgrade or rejuvenate the game in any way. Apart from just like having big groups of people fight each other with no risk. Maybe you could like... No, I don't think you could rejuvenate it in any way. Fishing trawler, just better rewards. Right, rat pits, I've never done it, so I don't really know like what rewards you get, if any, or how the minigame is. And trouble brewing, I think you could probably do some better rewards from there. But yeah, just better rewards in general.
No, I agree with Dorgish Khan agility course. I'd also like to see a Patrol agility course, because it's a really cool course, but as it stands, there's absolutely no reason to do it. If they do end up doing a miss poll, I'd really love to see the marks given back to or given to those courses, just to make them useful content.
Yes.
Plus one.
Nothing really comes to mind, but with the games room, if they had staking, you can just plug your opponent's move into a computer and it'll tell you the perfect move to do so you never lose. At the very least, always tie.
I would say Dorish Con Agility. They can fix either one of two things with it. Either add marks to the course, or make it so you get, or make it so you don't lose energy like it is in rooftops. I think one of those two, doesn't matter which, would definitely bring people back.
They could also make it so at 99 agility you don't fail while doing it. I'm not sure how much more XP per hour that would increase it by, though.
You'd still be missing out on 144 kg an hour.
Sure.
True.
Yeah. Alright. What are your guys' serious thoughts on having skilling pets in the game?
I'm a big supporter of the Teak Tree Pet. I'd love to have a nice Teak Tree following
Thank
me around
you.
the day.
I also would like a Red Japan pet,
On what?
as well as possibly a Granite pet or a Rune Pouch pet. John C said no, but John C also said no to Dragon Defender, so
I have no idea. Pet Teak Tree? Sure, why not? I don't care.
I don't see how that will work. Like, you have a magic longbow walk behind you, or an air battle staff at the time you. How's that gonna work? Or a
Yeah,
room
that's
bar?
how it works.
it's out.
Yeah, or
So hard to understand.
like it would just be like a normal item laying on the ground, just following
It'll
you.
be upright. It'll be upright.
Well, okay.
I think it would
Well,
make
yeah,
sense to
I
do
don't
it
see
with,
that.
like, red chin, black chin, gray chin, pretty much anything from Hunter. But aside
I
from
mean, I
that,
think you could do it. I think you could do it with something like Hunter, but like that's literally the only skill you can come up with, unless you want like a leaping salmon behind you.
Big Red
yeah,
Japan.
the rest of them wouldn't really logically make sense. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, imagine standing in front of a bank and having like a fire pet behind you. You would just troll people, like they would cook on your fire and just walk away. Like stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense.
And that's like mining, you have a dwarf pet. You can kind of just capture a dwarf and he follows you around.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think
Cynical.
unless it's like a human or a creature, it wouldn't really make much sense as a pet. I mean, like if you had like a chinchomper or something, like it makes sense. But if you had like a rock just follow you, flying across the floor.
Well, you can turn into a rock, so you can't have a rock follow you.
Yeah, if you just had this like a rock just sliding across the floor following you, then yeah. Well, I can do that already, but
Alright,
Hexis method,
there was a post on Reddit, and it would be an update to the city of Keldagrim, making the anvil in Keldagrim one tile closer to the bank than what it is in Varrock West. What would you think about that?
I don't really see the reason behind they didn't move it, but I guess to make it more popular of a place, but I think it's fine as it is.
I don't think it would matter because people will still go to Varrock West.
The anvil in Varrock West is an odd number of squares away from the bank, so it wouldn't make a difference at all.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Shit.
Damn,
Make
exposed.
it 2 tiles closer then.
Smithing is already really fast.
Yeah. Alright. If they
It's not
made
necessary.
if they made the anvil closer to the point where it was faster, I would be I'd be cool with them doing that. Keldagrim is really just a mining smith heavy city and it gets no love at all. I think if they were to maybe put an anvil closer to the bank, it would bring some activity to an otherwise underutilized and unused city.
I just don't see the purpose of it. Sure, you can say that it'll make not dead content, but like someone said earlier, people will still use Morp because that's where you trade, and if you're sniffing, there's a high chance you're trading a lot.
Yeah, my question... Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh, my question again is why? Like, your XP per hour is going to go up, but at the same time, you're going to have to get more bars like every hour or something. Just no.
They're constantly trading, so yeah. Gonna be
Also a
useless.
little biased. I have a smithing record, so yeah.
Alright,
I don't think moving the anvil will make much of a difference. It's what you make, not the location of the anvil.
it would increase the XP though.
Yeah, only by a tiny bit though.
Alright, Bosch asks, disregarding total XP or EHP, anything like that, who is the biggest nerd in Hexis and why?
Well, said it last night, I'll say it again. Sorry, Trance.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, no, it doesn't have to be an insult at all. But just, you play so much and you're fucking efficient as shit too, so enjoy.
I'm just going to say Saffron because he's a huge nerd. That's all it is. And I'm still waiting for him to get a new joke.
Alright, Trance is definitely the biggest nerd in the clan. He, I mean, going a week without a shower just to get the most XP you could, that's nerdy as hell. I am both disgusted and impressed at the same time. That was really nerdy. Good shit. Good shit.
Thanks. I think harm is.
Yeah,
on my
honorable
list.
mention to harm.
Yeah,
There you
harm.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think based on the competitions that we've done, I think you two have put in the most hours. I don't know about like time played overall. Who's got the most hours into the game, but yeah, based on efficiency in a time period, it's gotta be you two.
Yeah, in my opinion, I've never seen such an impressive week as Trance's. Lalador came very close with his agility week, but Trance's
Hard to
was just
compare.
mind-blowing. Yeah. Yours was just mind-blowing.
Also, I saw Trance's 3.5 Northern Crafting Week, and I was like, holy shit, he's not going to beat that for a long time. And
Then
here
he
we are.
destroyed it.
Yeah.
Alright. Vegeta asks if we would want the Inferno Axe in the game or not. And if you don't think so, what changes would you want to be done to it in order for it to come into the game?
I think it would be good to have in the game, but I'm not sure about the fire making XP. I guess fire making is a useless skill, so people probably just vote in. Or yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah, I would like it in the game, but I wouldn't want it to be 33%. It would have to have a high requirement, though, maybe like 95 wood cutting and like, I don't know, like 92 fire making or something like that, and before you can even use it, so it wouldn't be as, it wouldn't be like, used before 99, basically. But for turnip mill, it would be like a bit efficient for fire making.
I don't want it to come in the way that it was originally. I think that if it were to come into the game, I would like it to be an attachment to Dragon Axe and make it degradable. I think the Adze is way too overpowered for what it is, and it should be a degradable item. That'd be the only way I'd want it in the game.
Yeah, I agree with high cost, high requirement. It should border on being near unusable, in my opinion. It's just too good in its current form.
Especially if they do the fire making revamped, they probably won't need it.
Um, I would say sure, why not? But I think the fire making XP should be brought down just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, but like others said, I think 33% is a little too high.
Yeah, alright, so if Dungeoneering were implemented into old school, do you think floor selling would be a potential problem?
So I've only played engineering like once, but from what I understand, I don't think it'll be a problem. It seems like a high skill, high effort activity that earns you money. And if people are willing to pay for that, why not?
Yes, I would see it becoming a problem. Even in Barbarian Assault, there are people that are leeching torsos, and it was very easy to just to buy XP and engineering and just stand there at the start of the room and just leave whenever the boss was killed and get the max XP just for whatever the cost may be. So yeah, it would be a problem.
I think it would absolutely be a problem. Like you said, like high skill. I forget what the second part of that was, but high skill. That's what it looks like on the outside. But you still get these people that think they're good, but in reality they're absolute shit. So in the end, people are going to end up wasting their time, wasting their money. I'm not saying like everyone will, but a lot of people will. Yeah, I definitely think it would be a problem.
People will probably vouch for other people, like they're for legitimate people.
Yeah, and they're really not.
Yeah, I think it could be a potential problem, and selling floors also comes with people scamming. Like, you could give someone a mil for a floor, and then they just run off or log out with your money.
I'm not too familiar with this service. I don't know how fast it is or how much money you can make, or how much money you can lose, or XP you can gain, so I don't know what to say.
Alright, so have you guys ever played a private server before?
It's like middle school, I did like the Moparscape thing when I was like 6th grade, but I mean, haven't in the past like 7 years, haven't played one.
I played Project RC6 at like the start of 2013, for about a month, and then nothing else really.
I've played a couple here and there. Like one time I quit the main game for 3 or 4 days, and by the time that period was over, I was bored of it, so I just came back. But that was it.
Moparscape Master Race.
Yeah, I think I've like messed around with some servers, but that's about it. Not really invested large amounts of time into one.
I've never played any private servers. Just hasn't been appealing. I know it's the same thing, but no, I've just never tried one out before. Alright, so how do you guys think the achievement diaries will affect the game, and what do you think about its rewards?
I think some skills will be devalued, as with, for example, mining. The XP will increase for a bit because you get more ores. Model up mine, you will get more GP. On the top of my head, yeah, exactly. Like Catherby patch, you get more herbs, 15%, and all that. All those little things will just devalue it a little bit, but I don't see it affecting the game that much.
Yeah, it won't have that much of an effect. I think, if anything, it's already had its biggest effect with people trying to get the requirements for it. A bunch of skills massively went up in price for the last month or whatever. Farming, smithing, for example.
I'm not really a fan of the stored XP. But yeah, like you said, I think the effect has already happened. But I'm kind of looking forward to it, I guess. So we'll have to see how everything turns out.
I think it will affect a lot of skills in the game. Like, make stuff faster, and I guess we just have to move forward, I guess, and yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, a bunch of small updates will actually make a big deal, like with mining, the D-pick, the static spawns, the prospectors, and now the Varrock chestplate, and the desert amulet. Like, it's a lot of things making mining faster. Hope they don't update mining again for a long time.
And it's really gonna have a huge effect on mining. All right, what do you guys think about the reindeer hat making some skills faster? 3-ticking, fishing, and woodcutting.
It is kind of unfair because if you didn't do the holiday event, you don't get it. I mean, there are other 3-tick methods, but not for. It's objectively better for woodcutting, but using a knife on the fish is still better because you drop the fish as well as 3-tick. So, I don't know.
I'm not sure I really have an opinion because I don't use it in either of the skills, but like Trent said, it's not an equal opportunity kind of thing. Like people could have missed the Christmas event, so whatever.
I like it. I think it brings a new dimension to skilling. It definitely was a happy accident that happened. It wasn't planned to be like that, but I like it, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's just an unintentional method in the game. You could
Outside of
nerf it
the
if you wanted to.
advantage thing, I honestly think it's great. The fact that it exists is kind of hilarious. And if they ever remove it, I'll be quite upset.
Alright, now, if you guys were given the option to transfer over RuneScape 3 stats at the beginning of old school, would you have? I wouldn't have. I didn't have an RS3 account. I think the game would not have thrived if that would have been the case. I'm glad that they didn't allow that to happen.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't transfer my money because it's not really a fair start for everyone. Because some of the people don't have like an RS3 account for this, and it would just not be fair. And I don't think OSRS would have lasted as long as it is now.
I would have, even though I'm at 2K total RS3. It would have been really unfair. And if they had done that, it would have made it like a fucking gimmick, like a gimmicky private server that they're only gonna let last for a couple months, and they assume people are gonna quit it. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't have at all. I'm the same as Randy. I didn't have an account really. But if they had, it would have just entirely existed for the combat. There would have been no other reason for it to come out.
I probably would have on an impulse because I was maxed. I had 200 mil dungeoneering. I would have on an impulse, but then later I probably would have been like, wow, that was a really dumb fucking idea, and probably would have made another account, so.
Alright, moving on. OFC asks, do you feel that buffing drop tables in the direction of wyverns is the right idea, or were wyverns over buffed?
I think they may be overbuffed a little bit, because you can make like a mill an hour consistently with the chance of a visage. So it's basically the same money making that we have for those that don't have anyone recrafting.
I would say it's like 750 to 800k an hour.
Well, regardless, I mean, it's up there, and I think it's a little more up there than it should be. That's just my opinion, so.
I like the idea of wyverns having supplies and resources as drops, because Of the recent, well, not recent, of the past bot bannings, like they banned over 70% of the bots. Like a lot of resources were just depleted in the game, and like top tier killers, and they needed a lot of fucking supplies, and without the bots, it's just pretty unbearable. So I kind of like that more monsters should, yeah, more monsters should be buffed to have like resources drop, like it did with Zulrah.
I think they were both in a good way, but I think it's too much for the play requirement they have.
Yeah, I go with Jiklim. It just went a bit too far for something that doesn't have very high requirements.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too much of a buff, but it's too late to do anything about it. And I think they buffed some other drop tables like Dark Beasts. Then it'll kind of even out in terms of Slayer requirement to profit per hour.
If they buffed Dark Beast, it damn well better be better than Wyverns, or else that would make absolutely zero sense at all.
But then how much better is it going to be? You're going to end up with normal
Yeah.
Slayer monsters dropping 1.5 mil an hour?
Or they could reduce Wyverns a little bit, and that would give room for Dark Beasts. I don't know.
I
Add
I
effigies.
I don't think that they were over
Please
buffed.
no.
I don't think that they were
I was
over
joking.
buffed, but I don't. But I think the problem with it is how non-click intensive it is for the profit that it is per hour. It's I like the drop table in that it brings in a whole bunch of supplies. It should be much more click intensive though. The fact that they are aggressive makes it extremely easy to do, and AFK it the drop table's fine. Might need to be nerfed a little bit, but what you get out of it for the effort you put into it, that is the problem. Alright, so Jeet asks, who do you think is the best old school player that does not use alts or abuse AHK?
What do we mean by abuse AHK?
I mean, you can use your own definition for abuse.
I'm going to say Acid Soul then. What he did with mining just boggles my mind. I could never do that.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Acid Soul as well.
I would say, I mean, I had to think about this, but I would say Acid Soul. I was going to say Vestfold, but honestly, his attitude towards this whole situation the past week or so has taken
Your
away a lot from
your
me.
attitude does not change how good you are.
Well, alright, whatever. Acid Soul.
Your shit would still be Vestfold. I don't know.
Well, Acid Soul.
For me, well, the question is kind of two ways, because Bestfold doesn't use alts. He's a very good player overall, but abuse AHK. I guess Bestfold doesn't use mouse keys at all, and Acid Soul did. So yeah, I
But
guess.
did he abuse it?
No, he didn't abuse it, but he did. I mean, Vestful doesn't use anything at all. You have apart from the recent video. But I mean, the 6.7k EHP without mouse keys is pretty impressive in my eyes. And well, I guess just Acid Soul achievement is just beast overall, but it's hard to choose between those two.
But his skills don't rely on Musk as much as 200 mil mining did. Thinking,
Yeah.
cooking, fire making, hunter.
Leaving.
True, but
I'm gonna
yeah.
go with the capped. Can we get a yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Cap number 1, baby.
Hashtag buzzed up.
The first three people who came to mind to me were not in any order, but the three people who came to mind to me were Acid, Rain, and Cap King. I think Rain needs to get a little bit of love for what he did and how good he was at fishing. You got to remember he did fishing at a time when reticking was not possible, and I think he was really, really good. Alright, so moving on, there's a guy who has more than 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and he started a RuneScape video series. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Um, I think it could be good for the game. It's a lot of advertising. Hopefully, you can bring in a lot of members or players as well. The game is, I mean, by the graph on CML, the game has been growing. So hopefully, this can just help towards the growth of the game.
It was an old school video series, right?
Yeah, yeah, old school.
Yeah. So that will be the reason why we've had numbers going up a whole lot lately. In which case, it's great. It brings new players into the game. Very new players, which means they need the early supplies and all that kind of stuff, which helps the economy.
It's great. I mean, the guy seems kind of like a tool. There's like some video exposing him because he parked in front of someone's driveway and the guy towed his car, and then he made a video ranting about the guy who towed his car, and then the guy who towed his car made a video calling him an idiot, and he's an idiot. But and to be honest, the people who watch his videos seem like the kind of people who I wouldn't like, but new players, whether I like them or not, are good. So, yeah.
I don't care about who he is as a person, but if he's able to bring in a lot more players to the game, I mean, he's advertising for the game, really, and I think it's good for RuneScape.
Yep.
Alright, so what are your guys' thoughts on Zeah rooftop agility course of like 70k an hour? With it being rooftop, it would have marks of grace. You could say it'd be challenging, kind of like how Dorg. Not that Dorg is challenging, but if you compare Dorg to Artie, kind of like that.
I think it'd be really cool. I actually thought of something like this. I think I thought about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably. And I think it would be really sick if there was some like volcanic kind of area. And I think the challenge aspect of it would be really, really cool as well. So I would definitely vote yes for it.
I wouldn't like it to be 70k an hour. I would probably like it if it was around 65-ish. But yeah, I guess I would like it a new agility course that's a bit more challenging, like Doggish Khan, and be efficient.
I think the most balanced thing would be 66k an hour with no marks. And if it's inside of a volcano, it wouldn't make sense to have marks. It's not rooftop. And
You say 50
high
or 66?
66, but no profit from marks, and you probably should take a damage and possibly fail and possibly require stamina or energy pots. Maybe even have like
Shit.
a high quest requirement to get to this area.
I definitely agree with it. It would be nice to have something new that's better than Artie, because Artie sucks. I feel a bit sad about having 81 mil agility development, but oh well, if it's in the name of progress for the game, I don't mind.
I'd be okay with it being like 70k an hour with marks. I'll be completely okay with it exactly how they worded the question. Just being a little bit more challenging, and I do like if you were to take some damage. I think agility just needs a lot more variety. I just wish they would put fucking marks of grace at Dorg.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Would it be worth the energy pots though?
probably. I mean, if you use staminas, it would take you, I don't know how many hours to go through them all. I think before it used to take an hour and a half to go through an inventory of just super energies, and staminas are significantly better now. So I'm not sure how long you could last at Dorg with just staminas, but probably close to something like maybe 4 to 6 hours. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but It would probably definitely be worth it. All right, so what are your guys' plans for 2015?
Uh, 50 mil runecraft and bank slayer and get rank 1 summoning.
200 mil agility.
20 mil and fast skills, maybe thieving and both chests.
I need to be maxed by the end of 2015. Been long enough, so if I'm not, then I'm just I don't know.
Well, I'll be finishing off 200 mil cook today, and I'd like to get 200 mil fletching, 200 mil crafting, and that's really all I have on the table for now. I should finish those by September, so I'm not sure exactly what I would do over the last 3 months or so of the year. I guess I'll have to see the direction the game's going in at that point. But I'd like to get 200 mil fletch and craft. Alright, so we're going to move on to some non-RuneScape related topics. If you guys don't give a shit about that, thank you for watching. If you're interested in some of this shit, let's get into it. So, what did you... Japanda Q asks, what did you guys have for dinner tonight?
I had noodles.
I actually skipped dinner on campus to do this, so
What a champ.
I don't know yet. I'll probably go get, I don't know, like Taco Bell or Chipotle or something like that. I have no idea.
I don't know. I woke up the day after the week record. I tried to force myself to eat like a bowl of pasta, and I had like 3 bites. I don't know why. Like I thought I'd be fucking starving, but I wasn't. Hopefully I can have an actual meal tonight or tomorrow night. If not, then it's just saltine crackers for me.
I had some steak leftovers. Yesterday I went out to go eat and I had a 32-ounce steak with a whole bunch of sides. I finished all the sides. I didn't finish the steak though.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Fucking 2-pound steak, dude.
It was big as that. I didn't finish it. It was huge.
Goddamn.
So I had some of that before we started.
My barbecue as the family friends came around, so just some meats, potato salad. It's pretty alright.
Alright, we got another weird Alright, so what are you currently wearing?
Oh, I haven't gotten dressed yet. It's 1:15. I've got a haircut in about an hour. I'm still in my pajamas, so I'll probably get dressed sometime soon.
Alright, I had to look down to see what I was wearing. I've got a Vikings t-shirt on, and I've got these pajama pants, some Mountain Dew pajama pants. I got them like 2 weeks ago.
I got right out of the shower to start doing this, so I just put on shorts and a t-shirt, and it's fucking cold outside, and I'm freezing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're still wearing a towel.
Oh. I should have said that.
Sorry. I'm wearing pajama pants with a t-shirt and a pajama shirt on over top of that. What I've been wearing for the past month or so. About the same month. I mean, I went to Walmart in this a week and a half ago, so.
You gotten dressed since?
Huh?
What?
Have you gotten changed since then?
No, I said I have like 6 sets of these. I changed out of them.
It's good.
For me, I'm wearing sweats and a sweater and a t-shirt under that.
What is the best series, whether it be movies or TV series that you've seen that you would most recommend to a fellow scaper? I'll say Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones. Those are probably my 2 favorite shows that I've watched, and they're really good. I think you guys would like them.
I'm just going to quickly steal this since I Arrested Development. It's a great show.
Dude,
You should watch it.
Stole it.
I watch a lot of Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's funny. I've also watched Breaking Bad, Walking Dead on Netflix. Those are pretty good. But beyond that, I need to branch out and start watching other shit.
For me, it definitely varies because if I have to do like a skill I don't really like, or when I was maxing, like Hunter and stuff like that, I really didn't enjoy that. I watched movies then because the time would pass a little bit faster because it's mostly like 2 hours and you get 2 hours of gains. But when I do stuff that I enjoy, I usually watch like sitcoms like Friends or How Much Your Mother and stuff like that, which is 20 minutes. But yeah, it kind of varies in my mood.
I just want to say that my TV series and movie recommendations are immaculate. If you haven't seen these, go watch them now. Plus one getting Arrested Development, watch it like 3 times. Sopranos,
Good
Seinfeld,
shit.
True Detective, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I don't watch much anime, but Death Note was pretty good too.
It's a big list there. Immaculate list. Alright, the Case Ace asks me if I would ever get a Vikings tattoo. I would only get one if like they won the Super Bowl. I would get it like on my arm, and it would say like there's the year that they won the Super Bowl on it. That'd be it. I'm not a big fan of tattoos. I would never have any plans of getting one, but if I would, that would be what I'd get it.
All right.
Alright, so for those of you who watched this before the poll goes out, please vote for the GE or some form of automated
Remember to
trading.
vote no for it.
4 versus 1. So.
Don't
Oh,
listen to 100 Pierce.
sorry if this podcast wasn't as good as any of the others. Jiklim died in the middle of it. He also showed up late for it. So, Jiklim probably ain't gonna watch this, but fuck you, Jiklim. Yo,
Fuck you, Jiklim.
we waited for you, and then you dipped on us early.
I think you can
And
hear
you're
us
just as
right
bad as
now.
those people. You're just as bad as those staking hosts who paid their children to go vote for mission staking.
I'm not paying anybody. I'm just recommending. Alright, again, please check the description. There's a poll in there to vote on. And, I mean, we're looking... Trance and I will be here, but we don't really know what we're going to do about a third regular. So, we're looking for some feedback from you guys. Again, we know this podcast wasn't probably up to par with the other ones, but really appreciate you guys watching this. Next one will for sure be better. Also, if possible, Trance and I will try to get people who have webcams only, and the next podcast, if possible, will be webcam only. But aside from that, thank you for watching. What's that?
That would be really cool to see.
It really would. Adam was holding us
Yeah.
back by not having one or not wanting to use one. But
Yeah, that means I gotta do my hair and makeup and shit.
well, shit. We'll see what the future holds. But might start doing some webcams. But thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate this. Next one will be better, I promise. And we will be doing the next one on the 24th or the 25th of January. And that's about it. Thanks.
See ya.